The clatter of silverware froze as a single shout split the evening air. "Get out of my restaurant!" The words struck like a slap, bouncing off polished marble and crystal glasses. Every diner turned toward the doorway where a thin girl, no older than 15, stood trembling beneath the harsh glow of the chandelier. Her clothes were threadbare, her eyes wide with the silent question, "Why me?" And just as the owner's voice rose again, a chair scraped against the floor. A tall man in an immaculate suit stood, his presence commanding the room. No one knew then that his next move would change every life in that restaurant, including yours forever. The girl in the doorway. Rain slicked the city streets that evening, washing neon signs into long, watery streaks. Emily had been walking for hours, her sneakers soaked through, stomach gnawing at her from the inside. She hadn't eaten since the day before, not really, and the smell of roasted garlic and fresh bread spilling from the warm-lit restaurant on the corner had pulled her like a magnet. Inside, couples laughed over wine, the soft hum of a piano floating above their conversations. Emily pushed the door open, hoping only for a chance to ask for something small, a crust of bread, even a glass of water. But before she could speak, the owner spotted her. Mr. Grant, broad-shouldered and sharp-eyed, prided himself on the elegance of his establishment. He saw only a disheveled girl in a dripping hoodie, a disruption to his perfect evening. "You can't be here," he barked, stepping forward. "This is private dining. Out." The restaurant fell silent. Emily's throat tightened. She wanted to explain just a piece of bread, she'd leave, but the words tangled in fear. The warmth of the room seemed to mock her as the door loomed behind her like a final rejection. Near the back table, a man set down his glass. Tall, with salt and pepper hair and an air of quiet authority, Marcus Hale had been watching. A billionaire entrepreneur known for his sharp business instincts, Marcus was no stranger to the hard edges of life. He recognized the hollow hunger in Emily's eyes. It mirrored the nights of his own youth when he'd gone to bed without food. "Wait," Marcus said, his voice calm but firm enough to ripple through the silence. Chairs creaked as heads turned. "She's not leaving." Mr. Grant stiffened. "Sir, this is a fine dining." "I said," Marcus interrupted, rising to his full height, "she stays. Bring her a menu." The owner sputtered, torn between the power of wealth and his own pride. Emily's heart pounded. No one had ever spoken for her like that. She sank into a chair Marcus pulled out, every pair of eyes in the room pressing on her as a waiter hesitated with a menu. As dishes arrived, soup steaming, bread warm, Marcus asked nothing at first. He simply let Emily eat. And with each bite, the tremor in her hands softened. When she finally looked up, their eyes met. Why are you helping me?" she whispered. Marcus smiled, faint but kind. "Because someone once helped me when I needed it most." Breaking walls. Over steaming bowls and quiet conversation, Emily's story unfolded like a fragile letter. Her mother had passed 2 winters ago. Her father, lost to addiction, hadn't been home in months. She'd tried shelters, but they were full. Tonight, hunger had outweighed pride. Marcus listened, not with pity but with the patience of someone who understood that survival required courage. He shared his own beginning, how he'd slept in abandoned buildings as a boy, how a stranger's kindness had given him the chance to rise. "We don't get to choose where we start," he said, "but we can choose where we go." Mr. Grant lingered nearby, shame cling his face. Watching Emily's quiet dignity, he saw the harshness of his own reaction. Finally, he stepped forward, voice low. "Miss. I'm sorry," he said, the words awkward but sincere. "I was wrong." The apology loosened something in the room. Diners who'd watched in silence now offered warm smiles. A woman at the next table slid a small envelope toward Emily. "Bus fare," she said softly. Someone else whispered about a job opening at a bakery. Marcus arranged for Emily to stay at a nearby youth center he funded, promising to check in the next day. But before she left, he addressed the room. Kindness isn't charity,